If you're not supposed to grab somebody by the hips and fall onto the back of their legs, how the fuck are you supposed to tackle somebody?
Or as Bob mentioned, what else are you supposed to do on a Saturday night?
That is tackling 101, Walter. You grab them by the hips and then you jump on their legs. That's how you get the big guy down. I'm ready for the show.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Unrestricted, everybody.
That's what it's called, the Unrestricted.
It's
I
so
have such
easy.
a mental block about this show.
You got a lot of mental blocks.
I do.
This is your biggest one. It's the Unrestricted.
And I'll go down that rabbit hole a little bit with you here in just a minute. But let me, speaking of minutes, let me give you a minute about River City Refuels.
Yes, give it to me.
We like them.
Segue, put it in the title. River City Refuels. What the hell is that, you ask? Well, it's a vending machine company that comes into your business. They drop off the vending machine. I got to look at one this past week. They put everything in this freaking machine. Ramen noodles.
What?
Yes, it's not the old vending machines where you go in there for what did you say last week? Parliament
Cigarettes?
lights.
Yes.
Parliament lights, Marlboro lights. Condoms. No, it's ramen noodles, food, healthy snacks, that kind of stuff, or whatever you want it, because it's tailored to you and your employees' tastes, or employees, whatever you have, whether it's an office building, an apartment complex, even downstairs. Wouldn't that be nice if they had one of these things downstairs?
Absolutely.
So we could actually eat when we come here? That doesn't happen. And this is a complete cashless system.
I brought donuts.
He did bring
Sorry
donuts.
to interrupt.
Yes, you did. Well, yeah, but you can get those Mrs. Freshly packaged donuts in the
Oh,
vending machine.
there we
Can you
go.
really?
Oh,
There you go.
segue number 2. Again, office buildings, apartment complexes, gas station, whatever. It fits everywhere. River City Refuels. Call them today, 210-630-5973. I promised my bud that you guys would call.
Thanks, River City Refuels.
And if you don't call, I'm going to have to crush your skull. 210-630-5973. You're going to love this thing as soon as it comes to your business vending machine in your business. 630-5973. Welcome to the Unrestricted.
Before we get to all the matters that are at hand, do you think there's a single cigarette vending machine left in the United States?
It's probably in an adult club somewhere.
Ah, you're right. You're right. Like a strip club or something.
Yeah, not that I would know this, but
But you're probably right. If
Yes.
there is one, that's where it would be.
yeah, where else would it be?
Remember the old the handles that you had to
Yeah, you
pull
pull
out?
it out.
They were like tartar colored. They were almost like tarred.
It's almost like the foosball table.
Yes,
Well, they don't
yes.
pull those out, but yeah.
Oh, but they were the same color as like nicotine.
And your lungs, for that matter.
Yes.
And then you couldn't wait for that little that little box to come down the hill and come out. There it is. There's
I
my
ask
pack of Marlboro
questions.
Lights. Oh,
I ask questions. Bob has answers.
The FDA has said that the only place you can put vending machines for tobacco products is adults-only facilities.
Wow.
There you go. You nailed it. God, you're clairvoyant. Okay, I got a
Wally,
question for you,
Come on,
Wally.
Wally, drive me to the club. Jesus, are you going again tonight? Yes. Spurs aren't playing. We can go. All right. I think we ended up driving to the Ford Motor Company. That was during the 2005 NBA Finals.
Yes, it was.
when
And
in
we were
Detroit.
there.
We were there.
We were there for the Robert Horry Game 5 shot from Manu Ginobili on the left wing.
Yep.
And do you remember what I remember about this? You and I had snuck down to the front row, more or less.
Yeah, we were right behind the basket.
We were right behind the basket.
We have photographic proof because Sports Illustrated put that entire picture of Robert Horry shooting that 3.
on a foldout.
Yeah, and a fold out in that magazine that particular month.
I
or
have
week or
I have
whatever.
that picture of us framed, by the way.
I have that picture signed by Robert Horry.
Do you really?
Yes.
How about that? I didn't know you had it.
Yeah,
you didn't know I had it.
I got it from Sports Cards Plus, the guy up on Military Highway.
Did you really? That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy up there. If you're looking for collectibles, go see him.
So it was a foldout from Sports
Maybe
Illustrated.
I should go see him in sponsored show. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
there you go. Now you're
Sorry.
thinking. I have it framed with a towel that I stole from the locker room.
Locker room floor. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember you. Yeah, but that was the home towel, wasn't it?
I know.
From the
Yeah,
AT&T Center.
yeah, that was the home towel
Yeah,
that
I remember
stole.
you did that.
Oh God, you got a
It's
great
like,
memory.
Shoot. Yeah, but I think I got a cork from that night.
Yeah, you did.
I think I have the
did.
How many
champagne
years have
cork.
passed? Have we passed the statute of limitations
Yes,
on these thefts?
it's 18 years. Yeah. Okay, so I got a question
All
for
right,
you.
before you go
Okay.
there, let me get you.
Damn it.
God, we're all over that. This is the Tangent Podcast today.
We need Richie to hold us down.
He'd be just laughing. All right, so let me get your thoughts on this, all right?
Okay.
So, the food truck business has turned into a complete nighttime business for me. So, I'm on the truck last night. I get home, and you know, being on the truck, every night I come home smelling like a cheesesteak, right?
What does a cheesecake smell like?
What does a cheesecake smell like?
I don't know. Just keep on going. Sorry.
Yeah, just keep going.
I'd rather smell like a cheesecake than a cheesesteak. But nevertheless, so I get home last night. I always get, shower after I get home, and so I'm washing my head hair, and all of a sudden I break into nothing is everything, and then I turn to myself. I go, what the fuck?
Is that the Giardians ad?
I don't know what it is. That's my point. I don't even.
It's one of the plaque psoriasis.
Yes.
I don't even know what that pill does. I don't know what the actual name is, but here I am singing everything. I scared the crap out of myself last night in our shower.
Okay, now I got
Sky
questions
Rizzy.
for you.
Sky Rizzy.
That's
Sky
it.
Rizzy.
That's it.
God, I
Okay.
think I had that in my ass.
Cowboys are on bye. The Aggies are on bye. Texas plays Houston on Saturday. That'll be a hell of a game. We got the Major League Baseball Championship Series going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to start with this.
Okay.
Are you not entertained, Walter? You are the most negative person I have ever heard about Victor Wembanyama. Are you not fucking entertained?
It's not that I'm negative about him.
Yes, you are.
I was told he'd be LeBron James 2.0. I just haven't seen that yet. That's all.
Are you watching?
I am watching.
What has he not shown you so far?
All right, All right, let me. First of all, last week I turned it on you and said I mentioned Chet Holmgren and you went in like a turtle, right?
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking with Victor Wembanyama. Tell me if I'm lying about any of this stuff. All right, so Victor Wembanyama can do everything.
Okay.
All right. He could do everything.
You're coming over to the light side of the force.
My question is, what does he do great? Tell me.
Defense.
Dribbles under people's balls.
How cool was that?
That was awesome.
Splitting Reggie
that.
Bullock, former Spurs legs
At midcourt.
At midcourt in the open court, getting around him and then dropping a dime to Bassie. So there's some things about Victor that I really, really like. That might be my favorite thing. There's no selfishness to his game.
Okay.
He makes that awesome move, and instead of going for some highlight reel dunk over somebody, he dishes.
He is a perfect Spur, as we can all tell. He has that fire. He has that competitive juice. He has all those things. He's Manu Ginobili. He's Tony Parker. He's Tim Duncan. He's all of those things. I just don't know what he does that's great. But he does all of those things. And then, if you took out the fact that he's 7'5", people wouldn't be getting crazy about it. But he is 7'5". He can do all of those things. I just don't know what he's going to do great. He's not going to. I don't see him being a great three-point shooter. Do you?
I think he's going to be a very good three-point shooter.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, his form is...
He's not right now.
His form is beautiful, okay? He's 19. I mean, okay.
I understand that.
Let's take a quick time out. Let's go back to the beginning of LeBron James. What did LeBron James do great when he first came in the league? Kind of nothing.
Went to the basket.
Yeah, he did go to the basket pretty good.
That was his game.
Okay.
He went to the hoop.
Yeah,
and probably got to. I don't know how many free throw attempts he had when he was in his rookie season, but I'm sure it was a lot.
So let's talk about free throw attempts. Guess who was drawing a lot of fouls the other night? Victor Wembanyama.
He did. I think he won 7 of 8.
Yeah, and I think he drew 6 fouls in the first half. That's a lot, man.
Listen, that's gonna be big for him because if he can get to the line 10 times a game, he's automatically a 20-point scorer.
Yes, he is.
Immediately.
Yes, he is. That's right. And defensively, it looks like he's changed the Spurs, man. All of a sudden,
they couldn't be any worse than they were a year ago.
That's right. They could not be any worse.
They were terrible. They were historically bad.
I think they're going to be a good defensive team. Like, honestly, I think that if the Spurs had gone out and gotten Fred VanVleet, Damian Lillard, one of these upper echelon point guards that was available during the
Okay.
offseason, I think we would be talking about a playoff team with these Spurs.
Yeah, if you put a superstar in there, yeah. I don't know, and we talked about doing this today. If you put this lineup, this roster together, your 5 best players, and your starting lineup has already been announced. So it's Wemby, it's Sohan, it's Zach Collins, it's Basile, and it's Keldon Johnson.
Which is
That's your
surprising
starting
to me,
five.
by the way, but I'll circle back to that.
From point guard position?
Yes! If there's one thing that is holding me back on being bullish on the Spurs and their future in the next, we'll just say 3 years,
Okay.
it's Jeremy Sohan. I don't get it. Are you with me on this at all?
Yeah, because he's not an accomplished offensive player.
I don't see what he's bringing. He's not a great passer. He's not a great cutter. He's not a great ball handler. His defense is okay. His rebounding is okay. His passing is passable, okay, at
He's
best.
last on the list of best players in the starting 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody else is ahead of him. I don't know. It's either him or
Trey Jones.
Trey Jones.
Yeah.
Who I like.
I do too.
I think he's good.
I'm honestly surprised he's not their starting point guard.
A little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised
I'm
if
with
it
you.
changed.
I'm with you on that.
So your question was,
So and go back to Wemby real quick.
sure.
Excuse me. The guy he reminds me of the most is Giannis.
Yeah, there's some Giannis.
Because Giannis, I don't think does anything, specific that he's really great at. But just where Wemby's great, his great. If I said to you, what does he do great? He's great 5 feet in.
Yeah, he's gonna finish.
He's gonna finish.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna be there to defend. That's not his game.
His
But he
shot
could- but he
blocking
could be.
his shot blocking looks really good so far.
Well, what the hell? He's 7'5". How is he not gonna miss the ball? I
You
mean,
keep
geez.
discounting the fact that he's 7'5". Like, oh well, if he was 6'1",
All he has to do is stand there, and he can be the shot blocking king.
that's part of the draw. That's part of the allure.
I get that. I think the most and listen to me. This Spurs season is the most intriguing one we've had since I've been here, and that's
Since
20
Kawhi Leonard left.
Since 23. Yeah, but this is because I think that team had a. I think we looked at them as having a shot at winning a title. This team has no shot at winning a title, but just to watch them develop now because they're all young.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about where they could go. But you look at a guy like Basile. Basile is the kingpin, is the linchpin on this team.
Yes, he is.
Because Keldon Johnson hasn't taken that next step up to be an MVP type of candidate. But I think Basile maybe have that talent, especially because of the way he shoots 3-pointers.
Vassell's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy, and they paid him.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, he's the best player on this team. Okay.
No question.
That's where the bread is buttered. His 3-point range, his mid-range shooting, his ability to get to the basket.
He saw Keldon Johnson and went right past him.
Yeah, he did. He soared right past Keldon Johnson.
I like Branham too. I like Zach Collins. I like the team that they put together. Here's their win total currently at VSIN, Vegas Sports Insight, whatever the hell it's called, 29.5. You going over or under?
I'll go over 29.5.
Whoa, that's down.
Yeah, that's down from 33
It
or
was like
something.
33 or 32.
Yeah, this is what I saw from VSIN yesterday. So it's pretty much up to date. Playoffs are plus 110. So that's not a big number either. So
That's crazy to me. Only plus 110 to make
Yeah.
the playoffs?
Yep.
That's nothing.
20,000 plus 20,000 to win the title. Wemby 20-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I think that's a smart play.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because we've seen, we saw it during the Bruce Bowen era that you can't win the Defensive Player of the Year unless you have stats to back it up.
That's right.
And so Wemby will have the stats to back it up. So he'll the Defensive Player of the Year. I would bet all of it.
That's a smart play.
Yeah.
20-1, especially at 20-1.
Here's a couple other things on the Spurs that I saw. They surrendered 67% from 4 feet and in. That number will
a year
change.
ago? A year
Yes.
ago? Mm-hmm.
That number will change in a big way. They were 23rd in three-point shooting. That has got to be better if they're going to be competitive.
Well, it will change because Wemby draws so much attention to the paint. I think you're going to see more open threes.
I don't know. I don't see
It's-
Wemby setting up camp down in the paint. I
Not
don't see that.
sorry,
down low.
not in the traditional 4 down to Tim Duncan on the left block kind of way.
Right.
But you're seeing when Victor gets catches, he's able to get his way into the paint, whether usually face up.
I'm not double teaming him
Why not?
because I can't. Because I'm wasting that. I'm wasting that defender. Because I can't. How the hell am I going to defend a 7'5" guy? Think about that.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
How many guys on? How many players on different teams are able to even compete with Wemby defensively?
Not many unless they stand on somebody's shoulders.
Yeah, so I'm not double teaming him. You know, it's kind of thing where he's going to get his thing, and I'll take my chances with everybody else.
But you've seen it a little bit where Wemby penetrates, kicks to corners,
Yeah.
finds open shooters. I think their 3-point percentage is going to go vastly up.
It has to, otherwise they'll be just mediocre and won't be fun to watch. Here's another thing that I was thinking about was it last night? Becky Hammond wins the another WNBA title.
With the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so all the Pop haters came out in full force. When's Becky going to take over as coach? And this is all because of Pop's and let's call it what it is, it's his anti-Texas political stance.
Yeah, that's kind of right.
It's
Isn't it?
exactly right, because that's what he's, you know, he doesn't like the guns. He
He's
doesn't
not
like
anti-Texas.
No.
It
He's
is
not,
because
he's
Texas-
not anti-Texas, but his political views run in the face of most Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
'cause
anti-Texas.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say something bad about Texas, but we live here, so I'm not.
That's all right.
Good choice.
I'll do it for you. So I find that fascinating that because of his political stance, you know, and I'm giving away. I bought season tickets. I told you guys last week, and so I'm giving away tickets on the food truck.
Nice.
Right?
Smart.
So I tell her, here, just put your name there and you know, and your phone number, blah blah blah. So I'll just say, hey, are you a Spurs fan? I haven't gone to a Spurs game in years.
You hear that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised. And again, I know we all know why. It's Pop's political stance. But
I hear a lot of fuck pop when I'm around town.
absolutely.
I hear a lot of fuck pop.
Absolutely.
And you know what I tell them? Yeah, I don't feel that way.
Bring back Bob Hill. See how that goes.
Yeah, really.
So
But that's fascinating to me.
for
It
those
is.
of you that are still looking for tickets for Wemby's debut, they're actually reasonable. On the secondary market, they're right around $50
No
for
way.
the upper balcony level right now.
That's
$50
worth
really
that's
for the
$50.
for the Mavericks home opener.
Yep.
That's worth
interesting
going.
because the Spurs 3 weeks ago, the last row in the arena was $149.
Yep.
So now it's only $50 on the resale market.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the corners.
That's okay.
Section 204, section 220. It's like $50. However, if you do have a lot of money burning in your pocket, down on the
First row.
first
Lower
row,
bowl?
about 900.
900?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nah, I'm not
watch
going to
it on
drop
TV.
that kind of money. No, thanks.
And update to my TV viewing. Right, we were talking about Bally's last week because if you didn't have what the hell, if you had YouTube TV, you had to buy the Bally's app so you can watch the Spurs games.
Right.
That's the only way you can get it on YouTube TV.
God, that sucks.
So
Sorry.
I got a thing from Spectrum that they are boosting everybody's internet speed from like whatever it is, 85 to 100 or 10,000 or whatever it is.
Okay.
So I have one of these sticks that I can get every channel under the sun.
Is that illegal?
I don't know. I found it somewhere. So now I'm guessing that thing's going to work nice and sweet. I'll be able to watch the Spurs games without having to continue to buy the Bally's package, which I bought the first one.
I'm going to come back to Wemby in a second, but I just said something and it made me think. I asked you if that was illegal. Can I ask you guys a fucking question?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Is weed legal in San Antonio or
No.
something?
No, it is not.
I didn't think so.
It's illegal in
Well, then,
Texas.
okay, then how come there are two places in my close by neighborhood that say free weed 21 and up?
I rode by that guy yesterday. He was on the. He had a cardboard
Yes.
sign right on
There's
North St. Mary's.
Yes, there's people on St. Mary's and one on
Are you sure it
Hildebrand.
doesn't say free weeds?
It says free weed,
Because those are
man.
downstairs right in the front thing there. I got plenty of them in my front yard.
I'm just asking you, what the hell is going on?
Did you go in there?
No, I haven't gone in there.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I don't smoke weed.
Why not?
That time for me has passed, let's just say.
One of us was going to Colorado, and I asked, can you bring me back some gummy bears?
Well, that's fine and good for you. But how come?
They are good for when I have back issues, and I got them plenty of times. They relieve that pain, so I'm good.
Okay, I need somebody to explain this to me. Why are you able to sell weed in San Antonio
I can't
now?
imagine you can.
They don't seem to be hiding it, Walter. They've got the person out front spinning a sign in their hand.
According to Trey Porter Law of San Antonio, criminal defense attorney, who's not a sponsor of this podcast yet. Walter, you need to go find him.
What the hell has Bob been doing all this time?
San Antonio has not decriminalized it, but I bet they're just not arresting for it because it's still illegal. It is illegal.
It's definitely illegal.
But if you give it,
you know,
if you're not getting arrested,
could it be like alcohol, where if you gave away free alcohol, that's legal in some aspects? So maybe if you give away weed for free,
no, it'd be illegal to possess, purchase.
All right, then never mind.
And it's definitely illegal to sell a drug.
Can you give me the address? I got some time on my hands this morning.
I am so confused by it. There's two different spots in my neighborhood.
Yeah, it's right on North St. Mary's, right by Tri-Point.
Yep, and then there's another one on Hildebrand between Blanco and McCullough.
Are you ready for this segue?
Yeah.
Speaking of weed, Snoop Dogg was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. I don't know if you caught this.
I did not.
He
'cause I
said
don't watch
that Anita
stuff.
Ward's "Ring My Bell" was the first record he ever bought.
Nice.
You remember that song?
Sure, of course.
Ring my bell. All right, never
Okay,
mind, we'll
do
get
not
into that.
sing it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I don't remember what my first record was that I purchased. All I can tell you is the first cassette I ever purchased was from the Andrea True Connection. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you? That one.
I have never heard that song in my life. I have no idea what you're talking
They
about.
still play it on Kono today. So, first record, Jeff Bexler.
First record, well, I didn't buy records because I'm too young to have bought records.
This is true.
The first cassette that I bought was Run DMC, Raising Hell.
Of course, it was.
Men at Work.
Bob?
Men at Work.
Yeah, awesome.
Who
That
could it be
contains
now?
one of my favorite songs of all time. Who Can It Be Now is one of my favorite songs.
One
of
of your
all time.
favorite songs of all time.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that is high praise. High praise.
You
from
know why I
Walter.
like the saxophone solo? I'm a big jazz, smooth jazz guy.
You love the sax.
I do.
Okay, let me tell you something about Wemby. Can I?
Back to Wemby again?
Yes, I want to tell you something.
He can't get off Wemby.
I can't get off Wemby because you are a fucking naysayer, Walter.
That's not true at all. I'm a truth sayer.
The guy has shown us just about everything that he could possibly show us. He's shown us range. He's shown us dribbling as in like between somebody's legs.
The pass the other night underneath the basket was unbelievable.
Beautiful stuff. The shot blocking, the passing.
Okay.
He's shown us everything.
Okay.
What is the most impressive to me, and you compared him to Giannis a second ago, and I mostly agree with that. It's the fluidity of movement for a guy who's 7'4" or 5. It's the flexibility. He doesn't look like he's going to break every time he falls. And that is something that you can't quite quantify.
Very Gumby-like.
Gumby-like. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I like that one.
Yes.
Actually,
I'm
yeah.
with you on
Yeah.
that. I am with you on that.
Little rubbery arms and all that guy. Yeah.
He reminds me, he to me is the evolution of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right?
Okay.
The way Kevin Durant is the evolution of George Gervin, the way LeBron James is the evolution of Magic Johnson.
Okay.
He is the evolution of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He is so fluid, so flexible in his movements. When Sean Bradley fell, you thought, that's 7 to 10 days.
Snap in half.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but I don't like Wemby dribbling in the paint.
I don't either.
He's going to get picked up a million times in the regular season.
There is a physics problem with being 7'5"
Yeah.
and trying to dribble.
Yeah.
The ball's going to go higher.
Yeah.
It just
I'm with you.
is.
I'm with
yes.
you. Absolutely. I totally agree.
I don't mind it in the open floor for a couple of dribbles, but if he's trying to dribble in the half court, he's going to find himself in trouble. But look, that's what this season is. It's a growing experience.
I agree with all of that.
And if the Western Conference were not stacked the way it is, if you put this Spurs team in the Eastern Conference, which has top-heavy talent, but not necessarily the depth that the Western Conference has, I think you could be talking about a team that is competing for a play-in spot.
I think there's going to be some of that throughout the season for them. They'll be on the cusp of maybe getting into that 7 to 10 possibility. I think in the end, I don't think they're going to be good enough, but we'll see.
I don't either.
You know what? The thing about I made this this note the other day about my Knicks. The only way the Knicks could find themselves in a title situation is if they made a trade or if R.J. Barrett just takes a huge step up forward because they don't have any more room to grow. You know what Jalen Brunson is? You know what the big guy is in the middle. With the Spurs,
Julius Randle.
Yeah, you don't know what they are yet because all of those guys that they have on the roster could all take steps up, and who knows what you're left with. You might be left with a top 5 team. That's possible, but not likely.
I agree. I agree with you. Jeremy Sohan still disappoints me. I just don't get it.
Okay.
God, if the Spurs had just drafted in a different direction there, Jalen Duren or something else, God, I would
Seguin was in that draft as well.
Alperen Sengun. Yeah.
Sengun, whatever his name is.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me get to football quick. I don't know if you saw the game last night.
Of course.
But the Thursday, first of all, the Thursday night primetime Amazon Prime games are terribly produced.
Oh, my God.
The worst produced sports broadcasts that we have seen in a really, really long time.
Tell me about it.
And let's all be honest about it. Al Michaels needs to retire. I will be shocked at this point if Al Michaels does not announce his retirement at the end of the season. He's terrible. He makes mistakes throughout the broadcast. There was one, and he sounds bored as hell there.
That's because he and Herb Street do not work together.
Oh, they're awful. What an awful pairing. They're both terrible. But Al just makes mistakes after mistake. There was one exchange last night where Al Michaels goes, Carr took a shot. And then you get the replay. They showed a replay, and Carr never gets touched at all. In fact, there's 10 feet between him and the next guy. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is Al? What is he looking at? Oh, my God. You know what he's looking at? He didn't know what he was looking at and just assumed because Carr was hobbling that he got hit. And he never got hit. He got a little groin situation going on.
A little groin situation.
Al needs to retire. My God. And you think about this. Al Michaels last night tied Pat Summerall's record with his 737th NFL telecast.
Wow.
Retire. Please, Al, do us a favor.
Next week on The Unrestricted, not an interview with Al Michaels.
He is not coming on this program, I guarantee you.
Small groin issue, though.
And last night the game was in the Superdome in New Orleans, and every time I watch the Saints on television, I always go back to what could have happened here in San Antonio. Just think about it, though. What would have happened had San Antonio, and I'm going to say this honestly, stolen the New Orleans Saints? That would have been just awful for that city because the New Orleans absolutely loves that football team. Mm-hmm. They would have been devastated, and maybe that city completely goes away if they had lost their football team. Thank God we didn't steal them.
I'm with you on that, although, God, I wish we had football in this city.
I'm also with you on that one.
Okay.
Tom Brady said on his Let's Go podcast, there's so many people that want it less and less physical. It's more like flag football, which is going to be in the Olympics in 28. Brady
what the hell is up with that?
It's stupid.
What?
Flag football in the Olympics?
Why not?
That's stupid. Maybe football goes to flag football over a period of time. But Brady was being sarcastic, and he was talking about the officiating in football, how it's gotten away from being the physical game it used to be. So I ask you guys, is the NFL football better now or better when you first started watching? Bob? Your thoughts?
I think it's better now. I think back to the officiating. I think they're officiating right for player safety and the longevity of the game. I think they're getting it wrong in certain instances. I have a little bit of an axe to grind with that call at the end of the 49er Brown game. Because that was not unsportsmanlike conduct. That was a good hit. And I'm okay with good hits. I am not okay with bad hits.
Yeah.
Helmet to helmet.
Needs to be outlawed.
Killing a guy,
Sure.
sending him out on concussion. So in that respect, I actually think the games are better. They're a little bit more entertaining.
I think
and it's not just killer
absolutely,
hits.
absolutely the answer is now. The NFL is more entertaining now than it was back when I was a kid. And I'll tell you mostly why. Offense. The passing game.
Yeah.
I mean, crappy quarterbacks, even on a bad weekend, you look up and they've got 250 yards passing.
Yeah, but I could just as well sit and be entertained watching the 49ers run it right down your throat.
I know, but the 80s was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They ran into the line in the NFL over and over and over again, and it was monotonous.
I just think, though, when you bring up the passing game, I just think NFL teams are so much better at it now, and the players are so much better than they used to be ever. I mean, this is not even a comparison. You see players that make plays that the guys in the 70s couldn't even dream of.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, even the great Redskins, what were the triplets, right?
Yeah.
Their wide
Redskins were
receiving
great ones.
Yeah, yeah. Remember Art Monk and Gary Clark? I mean, they were outstanding wide receivers, outstanding for that era. I feel like every single team has receivers that good now.
And that's the thing. I mean, over the years, the NFL has done a really, really good job with their rules and their everything else to enforce parity. I mean, the worst team in the NFL can line up against what we consider to be the best team in the NFL and beat them.
We saw that last weekend.
We saw it last week. The Jets beating the Eagles, a team that we kicked to the trash heap.
Giants almost beat the Bills.
In the 70s, well, yeah, you didn't. In the 70s, you wouldn't see that. You didn't see that in the 70s.
No, you're right.
There's
parity.
I mean, you had the undefeated, which was it, the Lions or the Saints that didn't win a game on the entire season?
The Lions.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me bring this up. I read the other day 2 things. One, concussions in preseason were down 67%.
Okay.
And have you seen these like shell helmets that the players are wearing in practice?
Yes.
They're attributing most of the
drop.
To that new helmet.
So why don't you wear them throughout the season?
During the damn game.
I brought that up, I don't know, a year ago when they first put those out. They're trying to figure out a way to use them. For some reason, they don't work right now. I don't know why, but because it makes complete sense and it's totally logic to do that. And I'm not. Nobody could really tell me and give me a good reason why they're not doing it.
Only because the logo is on the side of the helmet and it obscures the side of the helmet,
and
they
look a little ridiculous.
They do a little bit. The second thing I read was that the NFL, and this goes to your player safety point, Bob, is trying to outlaw the hip drop tackle. Did y'all read this?
No.
Okay, it's basically a cousin of the horse collar tackle, right?
Right.
Where you grab somebody by the back of the jersey and then you throw your weight onto the back of their legs. The hip drop tackle is where you grab somebody by the hips and then you throw your weight onto the back of their legs.
Saturday night.
But I think both tackles are I think both tackles are because of the strong possibility that is
of injury,
of breaking a person's
That's
leg.
correct.
So that's what they want to
I just have a question for you. If you're not supposed to grab somebody by the hips and fall onto the back of their legs, how the fuck are you supposed to tackle somebody?
Or as Bob mentioned, what else are you supposed to do on a Saturday night?
That is tackling 101, Walter. You grab them by the hips and then you jump on their legs. That's how you get the big guy down. That's what you do.
I think if you outlaw it, I think you progress and you find a different way to do it. I mean, the helmet on helmet stuff, the leading with the helmet, all of that stuff. Yeah, when we first heard, okay, we're going to outlaw that stuff, we're like, how do you do it? How do you tackle a guy? And then we learned, or football players learned from rugby and all the other sports where they're looking at this, and they found better ways to do it.
I do not want to see the hip tackle outlawed. That is garbage. That's how you tackle.
When I asked about whether NFL football is better now or better when you first watched it, I think the one thing we have to bring up is officiating is awful. The officials are terrible, and if not for replay, which is one of the reasons why I think football today is better because of replay, because the officials today are just terrible. They miss the basic calls and stuff like that, and so if we put more rules in there about tackling guys from hip hits and all that kind of stuff, it's a whole nother challenge for the officiating.
It's just another opportunity for them to blow a call.
Exactly right. Exactly
That's
right.
all it is.
I'm with you.
No, I mean the
Totally with
the NFL needs full-time officials, which they don't have. It's the only professional sport
amazing.
that doesn't. It amazes me as well.
Fascinating.
And I will give a little bit of grace, even though the official blew that call at the end of the 49ers game. They blow calls on each side of the game. We just are hyper focused on the ones they blow that hurt us.
And by the way, they used to blow calls in the 80s too. They were pretty bad back then too.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Totally with you. Did you see Dolly Parton is going to be the halftime show for the Thanksgiving game at the Cowboys?
No!
Yes.
I did not see that.
When that
That's
first came
amazing.
out, I thought to myself, why the hell hasn't she been in part of the Super Bowl?
It's amazing that she hasn't been.
There should be we were talking about Super Bowl halftime entertainment a couple weeks ago. And so you're trying to think of who have they missed out? Who have we left off the list to get for Super Bowl? Dolly Parton is one of them.
Definitely.
A little country music jamboree. You get Dolly Parton. I don't know. You want to throw Reba in there?
Sure.
I don't know. George Strait, something along those lines. That's what they're missing.
You're absolutely right.
God, how many times are you going to say that today?
I know. You've been right a lot today.
As long as you add Tay-Tay in there, I'm there.
Tay-Tay.
Yeah, I guess you could. I'll go that way.
Are you a Swiftie, Bob?
Closet Swiftie.
Closet Swiftie.
Well, did I tell you what I heard about her after one of the Kansas City games?
No, that she likes old middle-aged men?
No, she likes tight ends. No, after
Where's this going?
no,
know.
After the game, there is footage of her walking through that luxury suite and picking up and putting trash in the trash cans, totally unbeknownst to everyone, and not doing it for any publicity. I'm sorry, she has now been. Her stock is raised in my eyes.
You're in love.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did you ever think that she was a piece of crap?
I think every celebrity is a piece of crap until proven otherwise.
Taylor Swift, to me, from what I know of her and reading stuff, that woman takes care of her fans like no other entertainer does in this country.
No doubt about it.
Well,
And it's not even close.
I've never paid attention to her until she dated Travis Kelce.
All right, we got to
Why
get out
not?
of here.
We
We
gotta
got to
get
get
outta
out
here
of here.
already?
We got to get out of here. We're like 40 minutes into the show.
Are
But,
we?
Yeah,
38.
yeah.
I had a couple other things I had to discuss.
Okay, then give it to me.
All right, real quick. All right, so we're first off, Emmitt Smith said he wouldn't pay Dak at this point. Would you?
No. No.
The question is, what's the alternative?
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Even you'll start from ground zero with a rookie.
Yes, I
I
would.
don't know if I go that way.
Trey Lance.
Brett McMurphy currently projects UTSA and Texas State in the Frisco Bowl.
Cool.
Would you take that bowl game right now?
Yes.
A lot of guys won't, and this was pretty popular on my Twitter feed this week. A lot of guys don't because UTSA plays Texas State basically every year now.
Okay.
So they don't want that as their bowl game. But it's up in Frisco, which is not a football stadium. It's at the soccer stadium up there. But I think the idea is, hey, I'm going to be able to drive to the game. And doesn't that make it? Isn't that what you want to play a team you'll be fired up against, which is Texas State? You play in a city where you can drive to,
Yeah.
What would you
Against
do?
an
What would you
in-state
rather do?
rival, I'd love it.
Play some bowl game in Illinois somewhere? No. Aggies 4-3. They got South Carolina at Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Abilene Christian at LSU. At one point, does Jimbo get fired? Does he get fired before Mike McCarthy gets fired?
Yes. Absolutely.
I will be, and I think maybe I haven't made this comment or not on this show, but to me, Jeff Traylor of UTSA will be the next head coach at Texas A&M.
We have talked about that, and I have inside information that that's accurate.
And I believe that'll happen at the end of this year with Jimbo at 4-3. There's no way he stays.
0-8 against ranked opponents.
Awful.
Yeah.
Suzanne Summers, Janet or Chrissy? Which one?
Chrissy.
Chrissy?
Yeah.
Wow. I take Janet, and
Okay.
I think you'll get the same answers if you ask that person, Ginger or Marianne.
Ginger.
Ginger, of course. See, I'd be Marianne.
It's good to know.
That's fascinating.
We should double date.
I'm good with that. One more for you. Tommy Lee revealed this week that he drank 2 gallons of vodka a day, shot Jack Daniels with a syringe when he was out of cocaine. My question is, how the hell is this guy still alive? Have you ever drank 2 gallons of booze of any kind?
No. Maybe
oh
beer.
my God.
Maybe beer.
I've never shot alcohol into my veins.
Does that work?
Apparently.
I don't think he did. It was probably the syringe filled up and then shot it into his mouth. I can't imagine. If you put alcohol right into your bloodstream, I think that would kill you.
I don't know. He's still alive.
But how is he still alive?
I don't know. It's a great question.
I'm shocked.
He is, I believe, the only member of Motley Crue who has not gotten sober, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I think everybody else has.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. And he's living it up.
All right, I don't have a segue for this one, but let me tell you all about River City Refuels because we're pretty much done here. This is a local company here in San Antonio. You know, as they say, puro San Antonio, local guy. It's a vending machine for your business. And so you probably haven't thought about vending machines in forever since the last time you went to get a pack of Marlboros, but they are booming right now, and they put one in your business that's tailored to you and your employees' taste. Whether it's ramen noodles, a pack of Freshly's donuts, whatever, they got it all. They could put it all into the machine for you. They stock it. You don't have to, and it's a complete cashless system. It is so simple, so easy. You're going to absolutely love it, and your employees will love it. It'll boost morale because you're a hard ass and you drive your employees to the ground. 210-6 That may have been a little bit rough, Wally. 210-630-5973. If you want to help your employees that you basically strangled, 210-630-5973. Call River City Refuels today because I promised the guy you would call, and if you don't call, he's going to kill me.
Yeah, but if the boss is strangling their employees, I don't think they're going to care about you.
That's a good point. Very good point there, Bob. River City Refuels. Call them today, 630-5973. That's it. I'm done.
Thanks for joining us on The Unrestricted.
You got it. What's the takeout phrase?
Like and subscribe.
There you go, Mr. Donut Boy.
Easy to say with a donut.
Peace out, everyone.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good. Hey, it feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good.
All right, let me get you.
Would they like to sponsor us now?
That's a great question.
You know
I don't
what?
have those same contacts anymore. They're all this. They're the adult men's club employees are similar to car salesmen. They stay in the business, but they go to different places.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what car salesmen
Well,
do.
let's go find them. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Of course you'll go with me.
Okay, I got a question.
Even if it's in Detroit somewhere. Sorry, that's an inside joke number 1 for you. You'll have to ask Bexler about that one.
Oh, Detroit strip clubs are the best.